welcome back to Moans and Bones Reactions. I'm Othia the Bones, and this is...
the Moans.
And today, guys, we are continuing the Kid Nation episode with JonTron, where it's the Jimmy Tells All interview, and I am very, very curious to see what Una has to think of what Jimmy's saying, because this whole thing is just a wild series of events. Like, I can't believe they thrust kids into a desert and we're like, win. Like, legit, just win. Survive.
I just want to see, look at kids be little mini-me's. Look how good they are. And that can sometimes be a good category, but you gotta route it right.
Yeah, and
This is not done well.
I know they had like some supplies, like actually in a later episode that they won't go over here, is like they actually butchered a chicken for meat. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh God, what were they taught?
There was a 15-year-old that apparently had worked a little bit at a butcher shop or like in a deli or something.
Okay.
So he offered to do it, but I doubt he knew exactly what he was doing. Now, he could have known more. And the fact, like, at the end of the day, I don't think that's necessarily bad that he did it, but it feels that they were so unsupervised that it's kind of crazy that they would allow it to happen, right? Like, he's still 15, yeah. He's not an adult, and he's wielding a knife and killing a chicken. I mean...
Well, more importantly, he's preparing food.
That too. Well, yeah, exactly. That, and also just there's so many problems with it. Let's be honest. There's so many problems that they did that, but it happened. It legit happened. And this one girl was so sad that the chicken was killed. She was so sad. But they wanted meat and they voted on it. So, but see, that's what I think is the problem, is that it felt necessary to the kids that they needed to do that for meat.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's definitely a weird
in a weird
show.
way. It could be a real. If she really wants to eat meat, it's a lesson that's where it comes from. But I don't know that it should be learned in that way.
No, I don't think it was an appropriate way in that environment or that way. I mean,
no.
I get it. Like, I don't want kids to be like, oh, my meat. I love my chicken nugget, but I can't handle where it comes from. Like, you owe them. You owe it to the animal, in my mind, to know where it comes from. And respect its sacrifice and that it's feeding you. You know, like I think you should have respect for that.
You're starving for other food and protein, like that one girl said. We have to do the chicken back.
Wasn't that like night fucking 1? I thought it was like night 1 or 2. It was like already breaking down, and she was a goddamn leader. Like, Jesus. All right, well, let's see what Jimmy has to tell us.
Hello, my hair is getting so large it is acquiring its own gravity field and or sentience. This video is brought to you by the Ridge Wallet. That's right, the wallet that holds up to 12 cards as well as cash. With over 30,000 5-star reviews and a lifetime warranty to boot, they're the last wallet you'll ever have to buy. And best of all, they've got over 30 colors and styles to choose from, so you can pick the one that's right for you. So if you're still using a bulky old wallet like this, why don't you head over to ridge.com/JonTron and...
My wallet is actually a Legend of Zelda wallet with Wind Waker artwork. Based, as far as I'm concerned.
Use code JonTron to save yourself 10% and get free worldwide shipping and returns. And not to mention, this beauty makes a perfect gift for Father's Day,
looks nice.
which is coming up.
If I was going to do like a function, like a nice function that I needed to have cash on.
Last time on JonTron, John took a plunge into the world of Jonathan Kosh and Kid Nation. Today we catch up with Jimmy from New Hampshire to find out if he's still 8 years old and to ask the hard-hitting questions. If you haven't watched part 1, do so now or I'll scream. Link in the description below.
Don't scream, please. I know my face is...
What may have seemed like the ending there was really just the beginning for us. We had to get down to the bottom of what actually happened at Kid Nation. And I'm very pleased to announce we have a very special guest joining us here today. So everyone, please put your hands together for Jimmy Flynn!
Not 8 anymore.
Sorry, we gotta take...
This was during COVID, by the way.
Precautions here.
Virus.
All right, just gonna spray you down first, Jimmy. All right, sorry about this. It's for your own good. Okay, let's go. All right, Jimmy, just come on over this way. Have a seat over there. Thanks again for coming on.
Of course, it's an honor, John.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Trust me. Look at you. You're all grown up. You're a big boy now.
Yep.
The fuck are you laughing at? You think this is funny? This isn't funny. This is serious. This was child abuse. What happened to you? It's great to have you here. Can I offer you anything before we start? I'm gonna crack you a can of Bush's baked beans.
Sure.
What?
Sorry. This should hydrate you before we.
Thank you very much.
Oh shit! Oh my God, I'm sorry. So this is the real Jimmy. This is the real. He's really here. This is him. Jimmy, we have a lot of questions for you. I'm sure everyone watching at home.
That had the precious protein they wanted.
I'm sure everyone is curious. I'm curious. We're all curious, but we want to get the real scoop from somebody who's really there. You say your memory's a bit fuzzy then, right?
Yeah, it was 13 years ago, so a little bit fuzzy.
Yeah, so you were 8 then, and you are 21 now? Mm-hmm. Okay, so just tell us. What we really want to know is, was it as real as it looks?
So people didn't. So when they say no adults, I mean they meant no parents. Obviously, there's cameramen and stuff. People thought there was no cameraman or anything like.
That's what I was saying. I figured the cameraman wasn't like a toddler.
It wasn't a robot. Yeah.
A robot or.
They thought it was a robot. It's 2007, guys. Like, come on. We didn't have robots that were even closely sophisticated enough for a little dinky show like that. The show did not have the budget.
I wouldn't even think of robot. I was thinking like a toddler, but. Wait. So yeah, there's adults manning the stations, the cameras and stuff.
And every now and then they would dictate some things you did. Like I found a. So I was on the poor team. Okay.
The poor team.
The poor team.
So you mean like the labor class?
Yeah.
Do we have that down here? See? There you were. Child feudalism. That's you down there, see? You were there.
Yep, I see that. Mm-hmm.
You were right there in the labor class.
I was one of the damned, yes.
Yeah, so I just wanted to show you that. Anyway, so you go on.
So we got like, I don't know, it was like 4 or 5 buffalo nickels, which was the currency.
Buffalo nickels?
They were just silver with buffaloes on them.
Yeah, fair enough. Currency of the Old West.
And I spent all my money in the candy shop and on root beer because I was 8 years old.
So you were going to a payday advance like right after that, weren't you? You were trying to get a welfare check.
Yeah, I wanted.
You were waiting in the unemployment line.
Yeah, I was, and so I didn't have any money, but like for the most part, I spent all of it, and then
you gotta save, Jimmy. Come on.
I didn't know what saving was. I didn't.
It was 8. I'm way too young for this.
And so some of the cameramen were like, "Oh, look what we found here," and they would kick some dirt and be like, "Oh, it's a buffalo nickel. You should pick it." But they planted it probably.
Oh, they just would like throw you more money.
Yeah.
So was it a real functioning economy? I mean, to an extent.
Yeah, I mean, like I would go. I didn't even know we had a general store. I didn't know that. They didn't communicate that with us. I just knew that there was a candy store and a soda shop.
It sounds like they didn't clue you in on much then.
Yeah, I also probably wasn't listening very well because I was 8, and I don't listen.
Jimmy, come on. Did they give you like food that wasn't shown, or did you really have to eat what they cooked?
So for the most part.
Well, and they had a general store, so I wonder what they sold there. Probably like things you actually needed more.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious about.
Oh my God.
Go back and watch this show, but I can't bother to waste time.
What the kids cooked.
Yeah.
The kids.
Ooh, mac and cheese.
I knew it.
But do you trust these kids to make it right? No, I don't. I don't at all.
Yeah, especially in this environment.
They really weren't feeding you. You had to feed yourselves.
To my memory, they fed us one time, and it was after the big.
One of the kids started to look real pale, like his foot started to numb.
After the we got trench foot. No, after the like the big event, we came back and everywhere there was no time to cook because we did the event. We were all like freezing because it was very cold. Oddly enough, it's cold in New Mexico at night, and so they fed us, and it was this. I didn't like vegetables very much, but I remember it was a weirdly cooked chicken breast, and then like this purple. I'm assuming it's cabbage now, but I didn't know what it was at the time.
Some purple substance.
It was purple stuff, and it wasn't good.
Oh my God.
I did not eat very well. Because other than that, we had.
Hey, you can trust that purple substance, like me.
So the whole
dusty pancakes and molasses syrup.
So they just said, children, make your own food, really eat it, and stay alive, and. There's no problem with this.
One of the intervention they had people just walk around making sure you're hydrated because they couldn't have people passing out. So
okay, that'd be bad for ratings.
Yeah, they had this one assistant who was always giving me Gatorade. Oh, and they gave us this dust to brush your teeth. You had like little
what?
You do this and you
could have just picked it off the ground. Dust?
Well, it wasn't dust. It was little canister with like powder that you'd
Okay.
rub on your teeth.
Yeah,
and spit.
knock
I
stuff.
guess the main question is, to what degree was that really like just you versus the elements? How much intervention was there?
There was enough just to get us by, but other than that, I didn't think there was a whole lot. Cause I like I said, like, okay, so when I'm sleeping, I had a mattress that was probably this thick, and then a
What?
blanket
My
that was the
God.
thickness of this carpet.
What, they really did that to you?
I'm like, and then my pillow, I didn't have one, so I used my red puffy coat. I puff it up and use it as a pillow.
didn't give him
and I had long hair, so I got
pillows?
cut in the zipper a few times.
Wait, so but that must have been like legitimately scary for you a little bit, right? Was it?
I also shared it with like 4 or 5 other boys I just met.
Oh, fuck
So there was
that.
no way out of it until the first
Right?
time
Yes,
home meeting,
yeah,
right?
yeah. You were forced for the first 4 days.
Because I love how they're like, don't worry, this isn't some kind of crazy show. You can get off. Just you gotta wait like 2 weeks. Like that's really what they did, right? So that's not fake. You couldn't elect out.
Not that I mean, if I really like threw a tantrum, they probably would. But
Suppose you could have run in a different direction until
they
nobody
had,
found you.
They had like a wall of like security people like really far off to
Really?
like make sure that no weird people or no animals like
No
that.
weird
But
people
It
or
was like Hands Across America. Is that what it's called? The thing in the movement
I'm not sure.
or something like that. But they literally had
It
people
is.
like surrounding the
A
town.
chain link like this?
They weren't
Holding
literally
hands?
chained, but they looked like they were.
I think I'd be concerned if a weird man just showed up at the border of a random ghost town.
Yeah,
So wait, yeah, no. Did
It's Walter White. He's doing a deal. Oh no.
you like? Were there scorpions in there?
I never saw a scorpion. I saw jackrabbits.
A jackrabbit. That's
And I
terrifying.
tried to murder them.
Oh, I remember
Sorry,
that.
PETA, but I mean, like,
To a certain degree, you can't get all the scorpions out of the area.
I don't know if they put down their scorpion repellent,
Pesticide bomb.
but I didn't see anything.
Did anybody see any critters that were dangerous?
Not that I know of. I think that's what the people. When we were out like jackrabbit hunting, we weren't really far off the area, but like we had obviously people like accompany us. We saw this. I remember seeing like cows and bulls, but they were tagged, so they like
Right.
belonged to a farm. They weren't
Not
wild.
just wild
They weren't.
cows.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't even know if there are wild cows. But
Very dangerous and a bit rude, if I'm being honest. No, but the thing is, right? Because I was wondering. I was like, because they're making you sleep in these dusty old cabins with like, probably space between the floorboards, right?
yeah,
So I'm surprised you didn't come across any.
I wasn't there very long, so maybe there's some.
I'm
hidden
curious.
tales.
I'm curious if anyone else. If anyone else from Kid Nation knows if there were critters in or around your area, I want to know. That was a legitimate thing that I was wondering about. So you had to feed yourselves. You really were pretty much open to the elements. Like, was it insulated? Was it cold at night in there?
Oh, it was freezing. It was really
they
really
didn't
cold.
even keep you
Oh
warm.
my
You
I shivered.
only hit.
I shivered every night.
You shivered.
Yes.
They really genuinely put like because like the
Wow.
thing is I'm just trying to figure out where the
It's
line
so
between
fucked
reality
up.
TV and they really are putting a kid in nature.
It was pretty. All right, so we had these crappy old houses, and then they stuffed like 6 of us in there. Tiny thin mattresses, very thin blankets. In the middle of the night in Mexico, it's freezing. I'd have to wear like full clothing. I wouldn't be able to go in like PJs. I had like sweatpants and stuff.
I feel like there were a couple times at camp like that, but it was always like a little bit monitored. On the bus when you were all coming in.
Yes.
Did they tell you where you were going?
No, that bus ride was like 2 hours, and we had no idea.
2
I remember
hours?
I
Oh,
was just
shit.
in. So we were at staying at some random New Mexico hotel, and I was on the bus. I remember just like I was on the window seat, and I was like looking out the window. And I saw my mom and my sister, and we just like drove away, and I was like, "Shit, this is real." And then like,
Wow.
I have no. And then we drove forever, and they never told it. They were like,
Whose idea was it for you to get on this show?
"Go on the show." I think it was like my mom's. I mean, like I was kind of interested in acting when I was little, and so I auditioned for this
Yeah, it's the mom's fault. But he had interest in
like the
it.
new role, but I
You
was
weren't gonna have to do any acting.
I
Holy
Someone will
shit.
notice him because he's cute and he'll get a role, but no.
Oh my god. Well, and then again, I wonder how it was pitched to parents. I bet they pitched it differently to different parents too, like just to get the kids.
Yeah,
on.
more like a little game show maybe.
Who knows?
little did I know. And so we went to
No
an
acting
audition
required.
in Boston, and like they were like, "Oh, we like you, but you're too young." And that was when I was 7, so it was a year
Oh.
before. And then the next year they were like, "Oh, I guess I still liked me." So they were like, "You're 1 year older, so you're better now."
Well, they called your mom up and said, "We got the perfect role for him. We're gonna strand him in a random location. You can't come.
Yes.
If you call the police, we'll come for you. We have people." You got a call from like an acting agency to your mom and you were trying to do acting. You weren't like, I'm so ready for this social experiment.
Yeah, I was more into the playing a character and being in a nice movie set like this or something, and then
you didn't know. Thank you, by the way, for saying this is a nice movie set here in my actual basement. No, but it is pretty sick, though, isn't it, guys?
yeah,
Sick movie set.
yeah.
No, but yeah. So you weren't.
He's just shrugging. I like John or Jimmy. Jimmy here.
Trying to get in a social
He's John.
experiment. Like, did you know that it was going to be
The Karsh is in my head. I can't help it.
like real, or did you think this was going to be fake? Like, what was the when you got off the bus? Did everybody suddenly realize it's more real than they thought?
I mean, I went in with like a whole different idea. Like I was like, oh, I want to be like coolest kid.
Oh.
Basket. I'm gonna have a fun time. Like I was expecting it to be more like an adventure. Like, oh, it's gonna be fun.
Right.
No
Like
parents. Let's like drink root beer until like midnight. No one can tell us our bedtime kind of thing. I was like, oh, this is great. I got there. It was horrible.
Right. If I were a kid, I think I would think the same thing.
No
like,
partay
did you have
for
any
you,
concept
Jimmy.
at that age of like, oh, it's reality TV, but it's probably not going to be like totally real?
So I grew up watching Survivor. Like my parents and my
Right.
family would always watch it, and that seems very authentic. So I was like, oh, it's gonna be like a kid Survivor, but like there was a decent amount of intervention, and I think it was mainly because it was just like everywhere you turn there was a camera. And it's something you don't really realize when you're watching, is that when
Right.
you're actually there, there's like cameramen everywhere.
So what did your parents think of this whole thing?
I mean, so in the beginning they were all for it because it sounds like a cool adventure. Like, oh, he's gonna go out. Like it sounded like a little bit more extreme summer camp.
Yeah,
It was a lot worse. But when I came back, they were like, my mom was very glad that I came home because she didn't realize how much she would like miss me after
Right.
having to like leave her child in New Mexico and go back to New Hampshire.
And how long were you there?
It's a far way
from like
away.
from the time you got off the bus to the
Yeah,
time
it's
you
really
left?
far.
So I was at Bonanza City for 4 days,
4 days.
and then when I left, I think it was like 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
I was in a hotel with one of like the PA. Do you call them PAs?
Production assistant.
Yeah. One of the PAs. I was just like in a hotel with it. That sounds really bad. Let me.
That does. I'm gonna. Was he?
We were too different.
You know,
Oh,
was he
no.
hands off?
Oh,
Did he let you do what you wanted?
It's very nice. No.
Okay.
It was 2 different hotel rooms. He was just like brought me to like the mall. We were having a fun time. Great guy.
Hands
Not weird.
off or hands on? kind of
Very
guy?
hands off.
Okay. So has this like followed you? Did your schoolmates find out about this and stuff?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think I was the only kid from New Hampshire on it, so like it was talk of the town.
Right.
Yeah, it aired in my 4th grade. Everyone was like fine with it. And then I think as we got older and we got into that prepubescent like I got a lot of backlash from it. A lot of
Backlash. I don't understand. See, whenever I hear about like,
Backlash.
backlash from like, wouldn't you think people would be like, "Oh, that's Jimmy, the sick kid
Yeah.
from Kid
It was
Nation."
like, you're a-
Yeah, Jimmy, I'm going home,
Seriously,
Jimmy.
what? Why?
Yeah.
Why would they make fun of you for that?
because I left early and I cried and they're like, I
I'm
don't
not feeling
cry.
like you were AIDS.
People don't cry. Apparently I'm the only person that cries.
You were not the
according
only
to-
in the episode that I watched. Play the clip. Look at all them crying.
all the tears, people. All the tears. Like, what are you mocking Jimmy for? Literally all the tears, and then these were some of the 1, 2, 3 of them. 2 of them were leaders. What the fuck? Jimmy's the
Yeah.
youngest. He if anyone had the right to cry, it was fucking him. God damn it! How dare you come after Jimmy?
Everyone
He didn't
cried.
waste-
That's what
30 days of his life.
Doing this crazy ass bullshit for entertainment purposes.
I was gonna say. That's how I felt like I knew this was real. Like half the kids
Probably
break
wouldn't even
down
have won the
eventually.
20K anyway. It'd be like one of the leaders' favorites or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's what I really want to know. That one scene where do you remember? There's a scene where you're just crying somewhere
in the back of a barn.
Did you really
Yes.
run away?
I actually did run away, and then the producers, or the Karen, found me and like, hey Jimmy, can we film you?
He did. That's what I said. I made fun of. It's really what happened.
He came up to
He's just like, yeah, give me more of that.
well, they asked, like, do you mind if we film you? Like,
Old
this will be pretty good. And I was
fuckers.
like,
This will be good.
this will be pretty good. Oh man, we're shameless, fucking shameless to do that to a child. Holy shit. This will be pretty
Yeah.
good, kid. Just can I film this? Your tears are dollars dripping away wasted, unfilmed.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I was like,
This will be good?
yeah.
Jimmy, I know you have no concept of anything. Your prefrontal cortex isn't even grown in yet. This is going to be great for ratings. Can you keep the waterworks coming?
Oh my god.
Honestly, what? Because I joked about that, but I'm like, because my feeling was, you filming an 8-year-old crying, it's not fake.
No.
You can't be like Haley Joel Osment when you see him crying on an AI or whatever movie when he's a kid actor. You're like, okay, so he learned to cry. But when a kid's like, you're like, oh, jeez. I couldn't believe anybody could just sit there and be like, because like silently like.
Yeah, kind of heartless.
So were there any was there a
Yeah,
fallout
for
from this? Was there like a
real.
lawsuit or anything?
I did not sue them, but they were sued a bunch of times. So kids drink bleach.
Jimmy, this is the first I've heard of that.
So
Glad you're here to tell me about it.
so-
Can you go ahead and tell us about the bleach?
yeah. So I was not there for that part, but kids.
Kids drank bleach. Yeah, I'm telling you, this is bad. This is why you don't let them cook.
Oh god.
Oh god, I hope they didn't eat that chicken.
Don't know how to clean things very well. So they're like, this is a dirty glass. Bleach.
You mean they wash the
It's-
glass
They instead of washing it with soap and water or just hot water, they used bleach to clean it.
and then drank from it?
And then they didn't wash it out very well. Next glass.
Did they get
9
sick? Did they get
The
sick?
ambulance came.
Nah.
Oh my
Nah.
god! But like, was it like a
No.
real reaction from drinking bleach?
I mean,
or,
yeah.
or
So
was it a
bad.
preventative ambulance?
I mean, there's no way you feel good after drinking bleach.
Wow.
Another girl got burnt, like got really.
Burnt?
I don't know how bad, but she got oil burns when she
You
was
still have her
cooking.
face?
Probably, hopefully, maybe.
Well,
Fine.
you haven't seen it, so maybe it's
Yeah.
not bad. Wait, no. So she got burned how?
She was cooking, and
She
she
still
and
have her
again,
face.
kids don't know how to cook, so they're like, I need at least 3 cups of oil in this pan.
Oh,
And
and
so
it like sizzled out.
so, yeah, and
cups?
it's
Yeah.
not deep
Oh,
frying it. They just
no.
were trying to cook it like.
Oh, they were using way too much oil. Oh no. Oh, why you... Cameraman, if you see it, wouldn't you just stop filming and go prevent the damage? Like,
At the very least, they should have had the cooking supervised, like you're working with an actual cook.
yeah, there
lady
should
or
be like
something,
one of the
who
cameramen is
helped,
cooking them or
yay.
something.
Maybe they learned some skills, but like
come
it's not all on them.
Yeah, like that would have at least been beneficial to the kids. Like these, like what that would have been cooler. Like imagine this same concept, but you have like a bunch of like really skilled tradesmen, adults getting to show off like how olden things were done in the past. Like people who study that stuff historically, and then
Yeah.
they like get to teach the kids. There's like a proper chef on site who's teaching them how to cook things that were even maybe period specific. Like, come on, like that would have at least been beneficial. This is just crazy.
Depending,
Oh my God.
depending on the
Okay.
age and the skill level, there are some kids who can cook. Like I could cook some things.
Well-
Also, like there's
well,
like
sure,
MasterChef
yeah,
kids. Like you
yeah.
could be taught, but
But-
like this haphazard.
Well, and it's different when there's like 30 people you're
Oof.
cooking for, though. Like that many.
That
I
too.
mean,
And I think pretty sure they got sued for that.
They-
Those are the only 2 I know.
Because
of.
I've never heard of it, and when you try to buy this thing online, there's one clip of this show online. Everywhere that it's listed, you can't buy it. It's not for sale. I assume the lawsuits they try to bury this thing.
Yeah, I think so too. But they gave well, at least me. I shouldn't speak for everybody else. They gave me a DVD of every episode, so I have all of them.
Okay, was there really one
oh,
bathroom
there's
only?
ways apparently.
Like give me those
Well,
TV.
for the guys, no, because I peed behind almost
Wherever you
every
wanted.
bar. Yeah, I peed wherever I wanted.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Peed
Wait,
wherever I
so
wanted.
was there really just one house for 40 kids?
Yeah, so it was actually right outside my room. And the funny thing was, if I woke up,
Yeah, I knew they were just
there was a
going in
line
the
of like
bush.
20 kids waiting to use the outhouse.
He just saw a line, and it's near where he's at. Oh, it had a reek after a while.
And I didn't like.
So that's really real.
that was really real.
Because I was wondering, I'm like, 40 kids?
Yeah,
40
it's way
kids,
too
one
many.
outhouse? There's gonna be a
Way
line.
too many.
The math shows the line.
Yeah.
And there was 20 kids waiting for the one outhouse.
That's why I peed outside for the most part.
Jimmy, see, you really were the smartest one.
Yeah, and then I also.
Girls have a bit of a problem with that. Just get. How does a girl pee on the outside? On the side of the house? Sorry, I didn't mean.
Is it a pain in the? Is it tough when you were in your corporeal form back in the olden days?
Girls than guys. You have to like squat. Unless you have one of those devices they make now. But it's like
Oh my
impossible.
God. Well, no, but it's still a pain in the butt in comparison, I bet.
Yeah, you usually want to clean up more. That's
Oh,
the real
God.
issue.
All right, TMI, TMI.
I mean, spray you there.
Yeah, it's you.
I gotta just ask one more time. There's no other way. There was no other way to relieve oneself.
No, and I did not defecate while I
You
was
didn't?
there.
Jimmy, you didn't drop the kid.
Damn.
Your parents dropped their kids off, but you didn't drop your kids off at any pool.
I saw the outhouse. I saw a girl come out. I went in.
How much did he even eat?
You know, and I
those
just
2
saw-
days?
Well, yeah, that too, especially with their cooking.
I saw the outhouse. I saw a girl come out. I went in. And I just saw a lot of poop. And I was like, I can't do
saw
this.
a lot of poop.
So I
You
got out. And I just
It
did not
cracked
go.
open. You saw the scene. You saw the crime scene. You tried to bleach it from your mind. Not literally this time. Wait, so can you just expand on the statement? I saw a lot of poop.
I was afraid that if I sat down, it would go in me.
And you'd get more up in there.
And I didn't want that to happen.
God
so I
knows
was like,
you have enough.
Fucking
the sea, or is it
tower.
that-
There's a tower in
Really?
the outhouse. Holy shit.
Boiling up inside.
and so I
I
was
don't know
like,
how
I
this
can't
one
do
was
don't need it.
constructed. Jeez.
Well, and it's also 40 kids. That's a lot of
Yeah.
shit in one outhouse. I see why he chose not to defecate and just let his body suffer.
Assertion.
Now I look back, I don't know who would ever empty it. So like it would literally just pile up.
So nobody emptied it.
I don't think so, because when I went in, it was kind of a tower.
Exactly.
It was a tower.
Yeah.
I was wondering, like, if this really was. So they genuinely were like, do you want to watch cartoons, kids? Or would you like to have sanitation? Did you guys take showers?
So for the first 3 days we did not take a
Another
shower.
question.
But after our big like event, when it had like all the
it is.
colored water all over us, then we took a shower for like
Where were those showers?
they had them in like little trailers.
So they could have brought you more porta potties.
Yes.
They just didn't wanna.
Yes.
They wanted to torture
Are those
you
always
on
an option?
purpose.
Yes.
That's
Did Jonathan
weird.
Karsh have his own bathroom?
They tortured kids on purpose with only one outhouse.
I was gonna say, even on Survivor, where it can be a little rougher and they want you to seem like you're surviving, and sometimes you do have to make hard choices. Normally, you just get rewards. It's not like choose if you can go to the bathroom or get healthcare. So why did they do that for kids? It should have just been like choose this
so,
more rewards
fucked
or
up,
this direct
yeah.
food or toy item, children, or this to help you on the next.
Or like,
task.
what if like they could have
Not,
like hired?
here's where
like,
you can poop.
Imagine if they could like hire quote unquote workers, like a chef. They could hire a chef who moves to the village. Like you hired a new chef for the village. You know, like make it even like more video gamey in that way. Like you getting actual helpers that would prevent
Somebody-
problems.
Pitch some of the things they could win is probably like that one. Give them a TV, or they can.
And the thing with the teams, like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, blue, yellow, and red, you're what you're doing fine, but green down there in the damned, have fun.
I think
If I remember right too, I was told about the show is like green ended up having to do a ton of yellow's work as well, because yellow just didn't do anything, and they were supposed to be the cooks, and they just didn't do shit.
Dang.
I know, it's so fucked.
he had his own trailer. I'm pretty sure he had a nice luxury bed.
Okay, I gotta ask you about Jonathan
The
Karsh.
Karsh had luxury.
It's a creepy, strange alien lizard man, isn't he?
I think it was.
You think he was a reptilioid? Because whenever he was talking to you guys, he was very direct. He was just like, "You are looking like easy pickings down there."
Yeah, he would repeat the same lines over and over again because it would be like, oh, that take wasn't good enough. So he was
Really?
very
That would be
robotic. He'd be
weird.
like,
As
in
a
our
kid.
town's objective is this. And then they'd be like, all right, and say it again. Then he would say, in our town's objective. So he would repeat things over and over again. So we were really like, yo, what the fuck's
You were just
going
like,
wrong?
"Is this guy like broken?"
Yeah.
It always kind of looked like he was talking at you, not really to you.
Oh, he definitely was. I mean, also, like, when I left, he just, like, towered over me. He was
Exactly, yeah.
he was just, like, looking down. He was like, bye, bitch.
That's how there was a few things, because we do media. We
Bye,
know
bitch.
certain tricks of the trade. And I noticed certain things that were like you could not fake. Like you were looking up at this towering man, like you're giving him this kind of look. And I'm like, my God, Jimmy's truly like in awe. Because normally like at that age, adults talk to you kind of in a different way.
They maybe get down to your level and try to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Nah,
But he's just like,
power figure.
well, I guess you're leaving, little boy. The door is that way. It was weird. I really thought it was weird. Were you creeped out by him?
Jesus.
I didn't feel safe around him. I'll say that.
You got it from the source. He didn't feel safe around Jay Karsh, the king. I don't know if you saw. Here, give me that. We put him right. That's where he was in the feudal economy. He was right there. He was king. Jay Karsh. I call him Jay Karsh. What did you guys call him?
I didn't know his name.
You didn't know his name? That man?
That man.
That specter that shows up
Yeah.
and taunts me with stars. So they didn't tell you about the star until you. Well, you didn't know about it until you left.
I think I knew about it like on the flight home, because when I went in, my mom
it pissed
alluded
me
to the idea
off.
like, oh, maybe you'll be able to win money. So they might have told her. I'm gonna confront her about that.
How'd you feel when you found out you lost a chance at the star without even knowing?
I was a little bit pissed. I was like, because they didn't tell it. I don't know if that would have kept me around, but it certainly would have had a fact. It would have had
yeah.
a push to make me stay.
You would
we
calculate
wondered
in
that
your
because you
decision.
walked out and then he's like, all right, here it is.
Yeah, I didn't know until like a few days later. I was like, what the fuck?
It's crazy. Do you know what happened to Jared 3 years before that day?
Today has been the worst day in 3 years.
What the fuck is that comment?
I've been wondering that myself because I'm worried for him. I don't know what happened 3 years ago.
Something really bad happened
Something
to
really
him.
bad happened to him,
Yeah,
and I'm scared.
So you said you were on the news about it?
Yeah. So I went on when I was 8, but it aired a year later. And so I was on the news, like, or there were like some fucking news channel, like around the time it was aired, and they were like, oh, we feel bad. You missed out on your chance to win a gold star, so we got you one for the studio. And I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get money. Oh, I was like, look at this.
I get why
was
I
like,
could
wow.
think that.
That one's rounded. It doesn't even look
And
like
it's also
a
a
star.
paperweight that I accidentally broke.
Oh, it's a paperweight. How'd you break it? In rage that people keep screwing me over. I'm just a little boy.
I think that's what it was. But yeah, this is probably worth $7.
I could see that at least. You could probably get it for $5.99 on Amazon. Maybe not these days. That doesn't even look like the same kind of star.
Yeah, it's kind of small.
So what are you up to these days? What have you gotten up to?
I'm going out to medical school in the fall.
Medical school. He's going to save lives.
Yeah,
See, that's what
go,
happens when people go
Jimmy.
through traumatic life events. So you're going to medical school for what field?
I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking like oncology right now, but I mean, it's probably gonna change.
Oncology. What's oncology?
Cancer.
Okay, I don't ever do this. I'm gonna pretend I knew what oncology was because I don't want to look that dumb. I know what most fields are. I didn't know the cancer field was called oncology.
It's a weird name. It's a really weird name.
Yeah.
You're gonna look
So,
that
Jimmy,
dumb,
what field are you
Sean.
going into?
Right now I think I'm gonna go into oncology.
Oncology.
Yeah, you left
For
it
all
in.
those
He's
who
a
don't know,
trooper.
that's the cancer one.
That's the cancer one.
I
He didn't even say
I
that,
knew that.
apparently.
I didn't ask off screen. So you should all feel stupid out there for not knowing that. Okay, so yeah, you're going
that's so
to the
funny.
field for like research or actual surgery or what kind of?
I'm thinking like I hope probably both, like research and like clinical work, like working with patients.
Nice, brilliant. Well, Jimmy, you seem like you're a real nice, cool guy. Has anyone
Thank
ever
you.
described you that way? Told you that?
No.
Has anyone ever been nice to you?
So funny.
I'm kidding. No, people are nice to me.
Well, Jimmy, thank you so much for coming on. But before you leave, we've got a little something for you. We wanted to right this wrong, okay? And we wanted to finally give you that star we feel you deserved. That's right. Bring it out, boys.
I think I record this.
There we go. Sorry, that's the best we could do. We're out of
One free Big Mac, no drink, QR code.
magenta on the printer. We can't go out and get any. Everything's
He's out of ink, so it's not even the right color.
closed. So here you go, Jimmy. How do you feel? There it is. That QR code. You just scan that. One free Big Mac. No drink though. I'm sorry. Let me disinfect that before
Sorry.
handing it over to you. Gotta be a bit thorough there. All right. There it is for the big guy.
have to say,
How do you feel, Jimmy?
complete.
You scan that code. 1 free Big Mac. No drink though. I'm sorry. We got to work with the times where. Yeah, hold that up. Wow. 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 All right, Jimmy.
I made it. I made it, he whispers.
It's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for having me, John.
For sure, man. I don't know if you can tell. I'm not an interviewer. So I just have one final question for you. What do you regret more, Kid Nation or JonTron?
This has been a pretty shitty experience.
Yeah, fuck you, dude. I'm gonna kill you for this.
Oh shit, that's so good. What a fun interview. Jimmy was
I was just
hilarious
thinking-
too.
Jared has grown up to be like world class. No, Jared, Marine and like assassin. And one day, around now, he's just like he has a bad day, and like his platoon, or whatever's like, oh god, it's a bad day. He's like, yeah, but this is nothing compared to 22 years ago.
26.
Wait, and
16
you were
years,
not?
Whatever.
He was like, yeah.
It was so much worse. You'll never know
It
the
was so
depths
much
of the incident of 23 years ago. Oh no, what, Jared? What happened, buddy? I really want to know what he was thinking about in that moment when he said that. What was he comparing?
Probably thinking over his life and what's happened to him. Like maybe like something happened at his birthday, like a Game Boy broke or something. He's like, it was the worst.
This is the worst thing to happen since that thing 3 years ago. What thing, Jared? What thing? Don't leave us like this, unknowing. But yeah, I love that the interview does like fill in some holes. Clearly, bad shit went down here. Bad shit. Not well thought out at all. The cameraman. This would be pretty good. Wow.
Gonna feel me, Jimmy. I mean, I'm gonna feel me regardless. It's just I like to placate you so you don't run off.
Next time you drop your boba and it spills all over and you're just in tears, I'm gonna be like, hey, this will be really good for the channel. Can I record this?
My precious boba.
So
The
mean.
whale I will release will be too frightening for anyone.
the
Witness.
the shrieking cries would just kill anyone on the spot.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, that's Kid Nation, guys, with JonTron. What an absolute trip. I'm so glad he got Jimmy to come on for a show, like an interview. That's
Yeah,
such a
that was
great
pretty
thing to
cool.
happen. Oh, but what a wild story. If you've ever seen anything like this, or the show itself, anything else, any other tidbits of drama you guys want to share in the comments, let us know. Otherwise, we will see you in the next Moans and Bones reactions, guys. Bye bye.
Bye bye.